Hey guys, this is Zobymaruu and welcome back to another episode of Zoby Builds Minecraft. In this episode, we are making a magical, huge Goliath bridge here, along with some storytelling elements to go along with it. But, let's just get right into it. Yo-ho! A beautiful bridge indeed. I quite like it. Having the arches here, I dabbled a little bit with making them round arches, but we went with a pointed arch instead. And as you can see here, I tried to experiment with some color shading theory with black concrete and deep slate. What are these? And deep slate tiles here. And I think that gives an effect as if they're little windows that you can peer through with it actually being a flat surface. So I think that's pretty dang cool. Now if we go through here, we have little deep slate flares with some lanterns hanging from below it. And it is just mirrored on the other side. But oh man, I really like that. Now from this side, from our mainland, we can travel across the bridge, which I've mixed in dirt, coarse dirt, rooted dirt, and a little bit of a puzzle in here too, with some grass, buttons, and ferns. And it gives a nice little effect here. It feels really nice up on here. We have our little turrets or something. Well, I don't know what you would call these on a bridge. I think on the castle they would be a turret, but on a bridge. Anyways, I'm going to call them turrets because turret is a fun word. Then mixed in on the bridge, I put in anvils in between each and every one of these little doohickeys here. The crenelles. Yeah, I don't know my castle words too well. But then on the back side here, we put upside down deep slate stairs, cobbled deep slate stairs to add that little extra bit of detail, and put a deep slate wall on top as like a little spike. And yeah, this looks pretty cool. I'm quite happy with the final result indeed. And now with it being nighttime, we can focus on the next part of this video. What I want to do is work on the interior of the castle. And for that, I'm going to put farms inside of it so that it is not a empty shell. Well, it could be a pretty shell. But if I put farms inside of the castle, there will be a reason to visit the castle. And it's not just going to be some like distant thing like, why is it there? So for one of those farms, I want to go over to our little barn over here, because for the longest time, the inside of this barn has been cluttered indeed with save me with bees. So many bees in here. Oh, I left the moss farm on and it is doing terribly. How long has this been going? Okay, not too long. But in here, there are a ton of bees, okay? Holy smokers. Let's let them out. So if you don't know, bees go inside of their beehives at nighttime. So I'll be able to pick up their hives and move them to the castle once we actually build up the buildings for it. So I'm going to get a silk touch axe over here. And I think they're going to attack me, probably. Oh, they're not. Good. Because there's fire underneath it, they're not attacking me. Quite nice. Holy smokes. Finally, it is so much clearer in here. Alright, ladies and germs, here we are back inside the castle. And before I can decide where to put it inside the castle, I'm gonna have to figure out how big it's gonna be and how it's going to work. Okay, so I'm gonna hop into my redstone testing world and try and work out a design. Alright, here we are in our testing world, and as you can see, there's a bridge that we just built. So this is the design that I've come up with. there are problems with it, and I think we're not going to go with this design. So first we gotta talk about how you get honey. When a bee comes out of its hive, it looks for a flower to get pollinated, and every time 3 of those pollinated bees goes back into its hive, it makes the hive pollinated, to which you can then use a water bottle or shears on them in order to get either honeycombs or honey bottles, okay? So what I'm doing here with these observers is I'm detecting every time the beehives update, okay? And every time it happens, it sends a update to all of the dispensers and shears all of them, but only one can work and actually shear the honeycomb. For this type, it actually works fantastic. It works really well. It's very compact and small. Being this is all it takes, this is just to refuel the shears and a hopper line below it to claim the honeycombs. We run into problems here when we get into honey bottles, because every time it goes to collect the honey, only one actually gives the honey, and all of the rest of them shoot out an empty water bottle. So we're getting insane amounts of it, which is not good. It's really bad. We don't want that at all. Plus there's water bottles getting everywhere inside the farm, falling out around it. So unfortunately we can't go with my design. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so what I've done is I've made a new bee farm design based off of the popular design that everybody else uses, which is this one. What they do is they take a comparator to detect how full the beehive is, and after 5 stages of fullness, 5 being the fullest it can be and ready to harvest, it will activate the dispenser and harvest the beehive. But this is 5 blocks long. But I want to make mine narrower, so what I've done here is I've shortened it. See, on this one the comparator goes through a block before. Mine, it goes directly behind the beehive and goes up above it, this being slapped so it doesn't diagonally power the dispenser. And then the 5th block is directly above the dispenser. Now in their designs, for some reason they have 2 block gap in the flower zone, and I don't know why, because as you can see, it is working right now. Oh, that shouldn't be in there. I don't know why that's in there, but it is working. So maybe it has to do with efficiency. Maybe they're faster if they can move up by a block. I don't know, but it's working. So I think this is the design we're gonna go with. What we can do here is what we are doing here is refilling the dispensers from the front instead of from on the top, which you would do over here, like so. So yeah, very nice. Now to execute the plan of action. I'm going to put the bee farm in the ceiling of this room. That is going to take away access to the top floor, as it will be filled up with redstone doohickeys. But I want to have stuff inside the castle to go to. So the room down here will still be open. This will be how we will access the farm, get the items, fill the empty bottles and whatnot. But I'm just going to get to it. So what I've done so far is I've placed a layer of dirt. And I'm just going to see if I can build this on camera from memory and hope everything goes well. I'm going to put some poppies down here that the bees are going to see. They're going to be like, yummy, and get their pollen from it. Next up, I'm going to get the line that is going to collect the honeycombs and fill the bottles of honey. Next up, the beehives. I'm not going to place them in yet, but they're going to go right on top of this. Next up is going to be our redstone line. We're going to put a block like this, filled with comparators. That's how we're going to detect if the beehives are full. Along with behind that, some redstone. Then behind here, we're going to go up by a block and cover that also in redstone. We might have been able to actually squeeze this in a little bit better. That's okay. Not to worry. Then we're going to put some top slabs here and break this. Coming along here. Redstone once more. Do the same thing again. fill this all the way across with a redstone. Then we are going to put dispensers facing, well, underneath these. Just like that. Yep. Then I'm going to fill in the edges here. Put redstone on top of all of these. And the farm is just about done. All I have to do is put the beehives in here. I'm going to wait for nighttime so they don't spill out everywhere. They'll stay inside of their hive if it's nighttime. And then put the hopper line going in here. Feeding into the dispensers. And then it's pretty much done. Then we can decorate the room in here, which will be awesome. One thing I think I'm going to do is move the farm back by a couple blocks so it fills in the room better, and we'll have more access on this side. Now that it's nighttime, we can get our beehives in here, and oh boy, I'm excited. Let's see here. I think, alright, cross our fingers. You can hear all the dispensers going off because all the beehives are full right now. Oop, I forgot to put in some flowers here. Then get that in there. And this will be our fill-up line. So now that we've done that, I'm going to work a little bit off camera and kind of get the inner workings of it finished, fill up all the dispensers and get a return line, and then we can get to decorating. Cool, check it out, guys. What I've done here is I've put a ladder leading to the redstone, an on-off switch, and this is our collection zone. If we come up here, I just slapped some diorite on the floor because I didn't know what else to use. So this is our collection line coming from the underneath the beehives. I'm going to have, in this farm, there's 8 dispensers. 4 of them are going to be for shearing, and the other 4 are going to be filled with glass bottles. Glass bottles for honey bottles, and the shears for honeycombs. So I have 2 separate fill lines, one for shears, one for glass bottles, and those just kind of snake in here. And yeah, and what I quite like here is have the on-off line coming up here, up to these pistons here, and what they do, there's redstone on top of it, they cut off the line, so if ever I want to shut off the farm, like I've done while I'm kind of working on it, I have the option to. So let's see what happens if I turn it on. Everything got collected, and we should start getting some items in here. Hey! Oh! If these are not full, then oh no, the honey stays inside the dispenser. That's okay. I can put a little band-aid on it by shrimply just filling up all these so they're even. Until I fully fill all of these dispensers, this will just have to be the band-aid fix. So before I think we can continue working on the castle, I want to get these honey bottles filled in. As soon as one of these slots empties, we will have an issue with the farm. So in order to do that, I want to get our villagers up to par, up to snuff. So now that we have our gold farm, we can actually do that, thankfully. Kind of been waiting for the right time to do it, and I think it finally is that time. If we come down into here, what I've been doing for emeralds so far, I mentioned a while ago, I don't know if any of you remember, we've been buying glass from our librarian villagers and selling them as glass panes to our cartographers. It's been creating a small plus in emeralds, but not quite that much because they've only been cured once. So if we infect these villagers again and cure them again, we'll be able to sell the glass panes one pane per emerald. So that will increase our emerald flow like by quite a bit. Alright, so the plan. What the plan is to throw a zombie in here, just like so, and send him off. Once he's in here, I plan to release him if I do this and that. And I want him to eat all of my villagers in here. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Sure is weak. Oh, he was wearing a whole bunch of armor. Last one has been converted now. We can get rid of this guy. Thankfully, we have a zombie factory right next to us. And we can throw some splash on these guys and throw them with some golden apples. Oh, yes. Need another one. There we go. And I've already done the ones before, and we should get really good deals now. Hey, 1 for 1 now. That's what I'm talking about. Well guys, the video was dragging on a little bit too long, so I just went right ahead and completed all of the interior of the castle. So what we're gonna do is take a little walkthrough. Firstly, I put in a bunch of pathways around here with the rooted dirt and the nice rooted dirt. Oh yes. We got a little horse stable for Brownie now. He just tucked away right in the corner here. I quite like it. If we come up the pathway here, you can see the pathway leads all the way through the castle to the front as well. And up on the pathway we have nice, good, oh yes, very nice, very nice. I just kind of cheaped out on the interiors in these towers, but they're just spiral staircases. They lead to the bridgeway, and then they're just flat oak on top. But that's good enough. We're not going into these towers, so. Down here, oops, I forgot to do the ceiling up there. We got some flowering azalea leaves here for an extra little spice. And then when we get to the real meat and potatoes of the build here is the main buildings here. This is where the good interior action comes into play. If you come in here, we got nice diorite and calcite paintings, like a little hallway right here. Then into the next room, ooh. Okay, so I went very colorful on the inside of this castle. I want you guys to let me know what you think. It's pretty experimental. I've like never really done this before, but it is so colorful. Okay, we got red terracotta and orange terracotta. This is kind of like a planning room. We have our castle, which I need to update the map actually. Oh yeah, you can see the pathway is just updated. Very nice. Oh, it didn't update down there. That's okay. Out here we have a nice balcony where we can outlook the courtyard of the castle. Very nice, very nice. We got rafters up in the ceiling and a little cubby back here for some andesite and extra storage and like a closet. Plus, you know, we're producing honey here, so we gotta have a bottle of honey. Then if we continue on to the next room, we have like a little junction here. This is just a tiny little room that leads from the battlement out here, leads to a staircase up from our last room and into debatably my favorite room, but it's so crazy in here. I used beehives as the floor. Wow, I actually break that really fast with my hand. That's curious. We have like a little study here. We have the nice warm campfire. We have a little lectern here with a chair to sit in and read at. I went crazy with the colors. We got red mushroom blocks in the walls and acacia in the ceiling. We got an amethyst light chandelier. I love this room. Then this is our main room over here. We have our bee collection zone. Before this is one room, but I split it up into two. And you can see we're getting tons of resources from this. It's well and truly providing. In the floor here, we have blast furnaces with polished andesite. And then once we go into this next room, the polished andesite changes into smithing tables, and it creates this really cool floor. I really like it. Then in here, we have like a little preparatory area that's going to lead us outside onto the battlements again, where we can walk around and go into different towers. And yeah, it's quite nice. I love it. Love it. What I've done in here is I've double layered the walls, so that way you can have the exterior and interior as different looks. As you can see by very prominently right here, I've granite in this room and stone in this room. Oh yeah, that looks really good. I love it. We still have our access upstairs, and it's still ugly up here, but this is just redstone access, so we don't go up here. Okay. So that's it for this wing. This is the main building, the the biggest building here at the front of the castle. The front, the back, I don't know. So that's for that building. Then if we go up the stairs over here, this leads us into the big tower. And up here we have a small bedroom with a vaulted ceiling, which I absolutely adore. This room is very cozy. We have a nice window out here. We can look at the golden landscape across the water. We have a nice little table here. Oh yeah. And then upstairs is debatably this room. It gave me a lot of trouble, and it is very vibrant. It makes a very large statement. Oh man. We got crimson in the ceiling, crimson wood, as well as lining the floor with magenta concrete powder and wool. We have the master bedroom here, 3 wide. Okay. We have a little enchanting table. Oh man, it is crazy in here. Something that's really cool is if you take fence gates and you put them up against walls, they actually lower. So if I remove this, you see how the fence gate just popped right back up? Where did that go? Oh, dang it. So now these two are the same level, and this one's lower. But when I add that, it lowers them back down. So it creates like a cool little arch right here, which I quite like. That's pretty neat. Yeah, so with this room, there's not really a whole... I was really struggling with it because just the room is so tall. There's windows on every wall. I could have changed that, but I wanted to keep the outside look pretty much the same. That's okay. We're not going to really be coming up here that much anyway, so... it's a finished room. I'm decently happy with it, so that's how it's gonna stay. Now you might be thinking, wow, Zoby, that's a lot you just showed us. I bet there's nothing left. Well, you'd in fact be wrong. There is more indeed. If we come down here by our entranceway across the bridge, we can continue across this way, and there's actually more farms in here. In here we have tulip farms. There's 2 of them because only one kind of tulip grows in one area. And so luckily, in these 2 farms, I'm able to get all 4 because white and pink ones grow on this farm, and orange and red ones grow over here. And yeah, I can just turn them on. I've preloaded some bone meal in there. Oh yeah, look at that go. We can also turn on the other one too. Yes, that didn't work. This one, yes. Very nice. So this one ran out of bone meal now. This is our turn off. Very nice. Very, very nice. In this chest here is where we load our bone meal. And then we can just walk across the grass here to pick it all up. And that was about 32 bone meal in each of the farms. So a stack total. And we got ourselves 3 pink tulips. Okay. The pink tulips were like in a small corner over here. And I had to, because right outside the wall here is just outside, so I had to squeeze in as tight as I could. So our pink tulips is a little bit lacking, but we still got lots of the other ones. And I've just been throwing them in here because I don't really need them right now. And then up on the ceiling we have nice arch ceilings, and then in the middle, instead of bringing them together, I just added some wood rafters, some beams across, and a little extra decoration up here. Oh man, this room feels really nice. Alright guys, so it's looking like that time of the episode again. Time for the comment of the day. This time coming from Constantine 2061, who simply just says, loved it. Thank you so much. For some reason, our last, well, not some reason, deservedly so, our last video got a ton of views. We're up to 177 views on the last episode, which is crazy. I can't thank you guys enough. It was really awesome seeing all the comments, and that was a good time. So that was from doing the terraforming over there, making the mountains and the river. And let's keep the hype train going. Like, I built some cool stuff over here too. But since you guys liked this that video so much, I want to keep on working over here and make this even better. Oh boy, even better than it is already. But for that, you'll just have to wait until the next episode. So until then, make sure you stay tuned, and until next time, cheerio.